All right, race fans, here we go. Tonight, we kick off a new series here, the Clean Racing League. And like I always say, man, go check out the cleanracingleague.com and get you up to speed on everything going on here in the league. Well, this is what they call the Elite Series here. Apex Mountain Apparel Elite Series, that is. We're going to run the Xfinity Series car. If you're, new to iRacing, you're new to racing in general, the Xfinity car is kind of the middle ground style car, in between the truck and the Cup Series car that they run on the top series. So tonight, Daytona. Pretty much Daytona week here too. We got Daytona tomorrow night in the ARCA Series, but ought to be good. We got qualifying underway here tonight. Gonna be a little shorter field because this is a new series. They're only bringing in a lot of the leader style series drivers, so it's kind of an invite style series. I know it will grow over time, but hey, should still be some good racing here tonight. Got old Austin back up here in the booth with me here, along with Bradley Murphy. Austin, last night we had a good race to kick off the season with the trucks, and man, it was a thriller. It came down to the line. Well, Mike Kelly pulled it off.
Yeah, it was good being at my first clean race yesterday, and I tell you what, it was definitely an experience. We had a bunch of wrecks, or not a bunch of wrecks, but we had 4 cautions, but a bunch of pit stops and strategy that really played out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Well, Brad, I know you've run in the league. You ran last night, and last night you probably had the wildest ride of them all. I said you had the Lightning McQueen line going on. Unfortunately, you ended up in the fence somewhere, but tell us a little bit, man, about how you feeling about this season here in the Clean Racing League.
I'm feeling great. I got a new livery. Get rid of that green car curse I feel like I had for last season. A lot of good guys. We got some new guys coming up too that are quick and make it interesting. It's definitely gonna be a fun season, I'd say.
I believe so, man. Like you said, it's going to be a good one. We've got a good field out here right now. Parker Collins on top. Guys, I talk about Daytona. And qualifying, when it comes to my mind, is more bragging rights here than anything. I've seen guys win from pole, middle, back, 2 laps down on pit road. It's just anybody. I mean, in real life, y'all two know that this place in Talladega produces the most first-time winners there ever is. Can we see that maybe tonight? It looks like out there, so far. I mean, we just talked to Caleb before the race here, and I know, Austin, there, you kind of, you weren't too familiar with Caleb. Caleb was up in the booth with me for a couple seasons, and then he jumped out last season. He wanted to try to race, and so this is now kind of his second season in the truck and so forth. So, what are you feeling? I mean, he's a road course guy there, Austin. I mean, so what do you think maybe his mentality coming into this thing?
Well, I'll tell you what, on iRacing, I had the worst rating in road courses, so I can't tell you up from down on road courses, so he'd have to tell me what he knows. Caleb, what you're a master at road courses, huh?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I know Brad out there, man. Brad, I know you've talked to Caleb several times, and you've raced around him, and you know his racecraft very well. I couldn't remember back when he was in the booth and when he was on the track, other than last season, and he did quite well. Actually, did really well in the ARCA Series there too, and I got to also ask, Brad, are you going to be running in the ARCA Series?
Yes, I will. And I think Caleb might have a chance tonight too. Despite what he'll tell you, he's only a road course ringer. He can tear it up on an oval too.
Oh, now, Brad, you say he's a road course ringer. What's different from the road courses to the ovals? These big ovals.
Just. It really depends on the car. Well, I know with these Xfinity cars, it's definitely a wheelman car. You're going to have super precise throttle inputs and really just managing the car through the whole race as well.
It looks like we're getting set, man. Qualifying might be set here tonight. We got Parker Collins sitting on top right now. Daytona, 2.5 mile super speedway here tonight. Ought to be a good one. It'll be a little bit longer race than last night, so these guys are going to have to pace themselves. Didn't see a lot of cautions last night. Hopefully tonight, but hey, it's plate racing, guys. I always say it's not if, it's when the big one will happen. And most of the big ones last night, I think there, Austin, happened, what, about the last lap or on the when we did the green-white checkered?
Yeah, I had about, what, 3 spin outs on that green-white checkered going to the checkered flag there.
The wild one, man, heading to the back there. I thought, Brad, I thought, was it you, Brad? Or who was that finished third? I done forgot.
I'm not sure.
Either way, that third play, I thought he was going to get it because, you know, a lot of times when the front two guys get spread out like that and the third guy's got the draft, he's got to run. He just couldn't catch Mike and him by the time they got to the start-finish line. But it's like the drivers meeting a little bit here, getting set. Got to give a shout-out to old Joshua Altus out there putting this thing together. You know, we talked about him, you know, in the races and whatnot. And you know Brad, him very well. One of those, he's a strategy style racer. He you see him in the back, but the next thing you know, at the end of that race, he's up front. I just don't know how he does it.
Yeah, he definitely knows his cars. You'll be tearing it up or saving, and he'll be on the same pace as you every time, and you're just wondering how he has like this. Like they say, Dale Earnhardt can see the air. I feel like he can see inside people's fuel tanks.
Absolutely, and I've seen it, you know, several times. And I know, Austin, man, you're new to the series. You're going to get familiar with that a lot. I mean, last night, I mean, I was just talking about it. Next thing you know, he's up there up front.
Yeah, no, and I seen him making the stops and doing all the right things last night. And I kind of felt like he was going to get it.
Yeah, just got caught
These
up
guys
in those
definitely have
wrecks.
skill.
Man, just got caught up in that wreck, man. You know, that's Daytona. It happens. You know, you get out there and then, you know, boom, wrong place, wrong time. Saw a lot of guys last night, but the man that wasn't in the wrong place, wrong time, that's got Mike Kelly. Talked to him, you know, several times. I've known Mike Kelly for a while now, and I know he knows how to get around in a race car very fast. But he gets around, man, on this track really, really well, and it looks like we're getting ready to grid them up here tonight. Let's look at the grid here. Was out front, man, kicking off first race of the season for the Elite Series here at the Clean Racing League. We got Parker Collins sitting in out front, Mike Kelly there in second. Ricky Harden, he's going to start third. We got Joshua Altus starting fourth. Chris Smith there in fifth. We got Justin Curtis starting sixth. Seth Fowley in seventh. Matthew Gilliam, he's starting eighth. Daniel Miller starting there in ninth. Joshua Gillian starting 10th. We got Caleb Smith starting 11th. Zach Fowley 12th. You got Danny White the 13th. Jacob Grant starting in 14th. Mike, I think Howerton sitting in the 15th. And then Abraham Ghost Man back there in the 16th place spot. So good 16 car field out here, guys. I really think, man, it's going to be a good race here, but still, it's still Daytona. You still got to be patient. You still got to be, you know, mindful. You know, anything can happen. And these Xfinity cars. Now, Brad, you've raced these Xfinity cars. It's been a long time since I've raced them. I do know these are very tough cars to bump draft with just because of how the bumpers are.
Yes, definitely they can get a little squirrely. My biggest thing I would tell these drivers is find somebody that you're going to be comfortable with, and you start trying to run away. Because if you can't get on these guys, it's going to be a rough ride.
Another thing I noticed here too, you know, I don't know how y'all keep up with it. I keep up a little bit on the NASCAR side of things. Don't watch it like I used to, but I try to keep all the highlights and tech going on. We talked about this earlier when Caleb was up here talking beforehand. We talked about this car in general. It's the closest car to what the old Cup car was. They do have an aero package in these cars, but it's nothing like what the next gen car has or anything like that. So that's another thing to look at. But before we go green, I'm going to look down here for a minute. I'm going to bring up the pole man up here and get a word with him real quick. Parker Collins. Parker, Joe in the booth, got a copy.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
And a little tongue-tied there, man. I'm getting excited for y'all are. Well, you put it on pole. How you feeling in this car tonight?
Yeah, pretty excited. Cool to start on pole for kicking off the new series. Yeah, it should be fun. Long race. Little little different on getting on pit road tonight with the new updates that they dropped today. So that'll be interesting. Hopefully, don't get caught speeding. But yeah, it should be fun. Hopefully, you can find somebody to help us push to victory lane.
Real quick, I know we're about to go green. How do you feel about the drafting in this car?
I mean, I feel like it's kind of the same as the truck. I haven't really drafted in this car in a while, so I don't really remember, but I think it's pretty similar as a truck. Just got to be a little bit more careful bump drafting because it's not nearly as stable, so that's one thing we got to keep in mind. But hopefully we'll have a good, clean race so we can have a shot at the end.
Well, good luck out there. Hope to see you at the end.
Yep, thank you.
There you go. And that's Parker, man. He's getting ready. They're pulling the belts up. They got belts in their sim. I don't know, Brad. You got some belts in your sim? You probably needed it last night.
Yeah, honestly, it might have been worse than not having them. Not jarring me around.
I think I said. I think I was telling somebody. I said somebody better call him at home, make sure he's okay. All right, here we go. Collins and company up front. Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly pulled the win out last night. Start of the season, but this is the start of a new series here. Pace car runs off on pit road. We're getting set to go green flag. Going to be some 2x2 high-speed bank racing here at Daytona here tonight. Green flags in the air. Collins and company up front. Let's see what these boys can do in a different car. I've never seen the Clean Racing League in this car, Brad and Austin. This is the first time I have seen these guys in this type of car. Is this the first time, Brad?
Yep.
Okay. Austin, I mean, what are you feeling right now? It looks like a little bit more, spread out, I would say, draft-wise than what the truck was last night from what I'm seeing. Austin's got his mic on. Just gotta step away, man.
Yeah, no, my cat was in here just meowing at me, But I got my popcorn. I'm ready for a 120 lap event here.
Yeah.
I think this car is going to be very interesting drafting, though.
Well, I'm already seeing right now one thing to notice the difference from before is obviously, they are staying 2x2 side by side for the first part of this, but they are not tucked up like they were with the truck. I don't know if that's obviously the truck and the next gen have such huge downforce to them. I mean, the truck, well, it's just a brick on wheels. And then the Cup car has such a heck of a package to it. This one has one. I mean, the wing is a lot bigger than normal, and the spoilers and stuff, but it's just nothing like what those other ones are. So I'm noticing right now they're giving a little bit of room, but now 3 wide up front. Look at Mike Kelly.
Yeah, here comes the 94 pushing the 2 out on the outside there. That's Mike Kelly, yeah. Mike Kelly on the outside.
Oh! Is that's Seth Fowdy? We got a big one already.
Yeah, we do. Ricky Hard and Seth Fowdy. That's Ricky and the 3 down there.
Yeah, it started with the 3. Let's see what happened. That could be a little bit of what we were talking about before. Go back here on the replay, just get one more view of what happened. He got split 3 wide, but there was nobody there. But I think this is a product, man. Brad, you mentioned it earlier. These are such tough cars. In the draft, they're going to get a little bit, I think, looser. Even Caleb touched on that when we were talking, and you can see right here, I think that's kind of what happened here. Got a little help there.
Oh.
Maybe a little net code probably there, but
Yeah, I think he got a little net code from Chris.
yeah, maybe some air too. Just these cars are so loose. Y'all know it. Unfortunate though, man, right there before him. Oh man, then he got slammed again. Just unfortunate tonight. No fast fix either. I like that about the league, man. Brad, coming in here, these guys they don't do the fast fix, and to me that is just that's one thing I do really like about here. Is unfortunately sometimes you get caught up in the messes you don't want to get caught up in, but sometimes, man, you get through them.
Definitely, I think it definitely gives you that separation in leagues with fast repairs and not. You'll get people that are definitely watching their bumpers, being a good bit more careful, but it also gives you a lot more satisfaction when you're being careful and avoid something big as well.
Absolutely. What's up, Joshua, out there? I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you like the league, definitely appreciate it. We're live here at Daytona. Unfortunately, man, already had a wreck up front. couple guys, man, up here was hoping for a better showing on their night tonight, but it's Daytona. You just never know what's going to happen here. And it just looks like we're in the car right there in the middle. Car in the middle just kind of got a little bit loose, and a little bit of net code. Brad, you see it all the time. Austin, I don't know if you're really familiar with a lot of what the net code is here.
Oh yeah.
It happens. I try to sometimes not blame it, because here's my thing is if he would have kept coming down anyways, they were going to make contact no matter what. Oh, yeah. It's online racing. Hey.
Yeah, it's online. Yeah, exactly. And it's just it's nice just to race this kind of racing like as we get to do so close to the real thing. It's pretty amazing.
And millions of dollars to go real racing.
Oh,
It
yeah.
says here to go back green. Been a good solid night so far. Man out front though, still old Parker Collins. He's wanting to hold that top side. What do you think about the tires is something we don't talk a lot of, Brad, when we come to the plate races. What do you feel like maybe some of the tires here on this car, will it play a factor?
I think it will. The new scan of Daytona recently, if it's daytime, you can find yourself getting a little loose just turning in, and you can combat that by taking maybe some right sides or risking it. Just the seconds matter in the pits here.
Up BS out there. Yeah, I mean, because we talked about that. Normally in the trucks, you could go the entire race without taking tires, or maybe even just 2 tires. I know y'all were mentioning out there there's kind of a hotter track here tonight. It looked like racetrack temp was around 90 degrees. So, definitely that could eat up some tires. I know you were talking, Brad, that they practiced and was in the hundreds. I know that's blistering.
Yeah, last night was definitely a hot track.
You got Mike Kelly,
Now-
Parker Collins. What's that, Austin?
Are we only running one set of tires in this one today? Or-
2 sets.
Two
Two sets
sets,
as far
all
as I
right, 2
know.
sets.
I will double check to make sure.
All
Let me
right.
double check that for you. Sometimes they might change that.
That would be
Never
interesting
know.
if they only give them one set. That may make it a little dicey and make it fun here.
Well, it would, and it does take us back to that. Here I'm looking at it. Okay, it says no fast fix, 100% fuel. So that is another thing that's kind of interesting, because that'll bring the tires to the limit with 100% fuel, because that'll probably put them around. Brad, correct me if I'm wrong, should put them around almost about 25, 30 laps, shouldn't it?
I think so. I'm not too familiar with the 100% fuel on these cars. I haven't raced it in so long with the CRL.
Yeah, he doesn't say, by the way, on the tire set. So maybe somebody out there that's familiar with the series, listening in, so forth, can give us an update on how many tires. I'm going to go ahead and say it's the same as the truck and everything else. They give them 2 sets, which means basically you have the set. Hey, what's up, Garrett? That you have the set that's on your car, and then you have 2 extra sets. Again, most of the time at a plate track, you don't even go near a set. Unless there's just a lot of caution, I mean, then you might take 2 tires here and there or something.
Yeah, see, I'm a sprint car guy, so we don't get to change our tires.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, yeah, well, that's the dirt side thing. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, so this is all-
Fast and Furious racing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Here we
But
go.
here
Pace
we
cars
We're getting
in.
back at it.
On back green.
I'm
Parker
ready.
Collins. What's that?
I'm ready for this. I'm ready. Let's get it.
It is. Parker Collins up front, man, about to set the go. Green flag. We're back at it. Mike Kelly and company, side by side. And they head back off into turn 1. We'll see again. These guys going to try to see if they can take that 3 wide. They tried to bend a little bit with it. Are they going to be a little bit more patient now? We'll kind of see what they do on this. I'm actually seeing right now the big difference between last night and tonight was the gap between, I always call this, Brad, I always call this textbook style drafting. It's being very patient, about a hood, half a hood back. Just being very patient. You don't have your nose stuck up underneath your, passing the door or anything. just being very patient. But I'm seeing a lot more gap between these cars.
I think they're definitely gonna have to take a few laps to figure it out too before they start getting squirrely with it. These new cars, especially, especially a lot of race to go tonight. 120 laps. Don't want to start causing no drama early.
Yeah, I already saw a little bit. See the high lane trying to come to life right there. That's actually Mike Kelly sitting up top. He's got some help by the 8 machine right there, Daniel Miller. I've always noticed that on these cars, sometimes you're going to need probably a little bit of help, especially like in the Cup car. Going the high side, you really need a heck of a run up top and need a lot of help. We'll have to see if you're going to need that with this car. The truck, not so much. The truck, you actually can get up there with maybe 2 trucks and kind of get that high lane going. Right now, you got a four-car freight train up top to slow them down low. Austin, what you thinking out there so far?
I'm thinking that the Toyotas are kind of dominating here. I don't know if because Joshua's just in between 2 Toyotas, and then Toyotas I think are just gonna dominate.
So far, so good. You got a Toyota, Chevy right there, and like you said, the Yoda clan right behind Danny White's first forward man right there in 7th place spot. Matthew Gilliam, Chris Smith sitting in the 9th. Justin Curtis right along with him. Unfortunately, 3 cars out of this one. Seth Fowdy, Joshua Gillian, Ricky Harding. Looks like Adrian Ghost had to do a lot of repairs, had a minute some odd seconds. Zach Fowdy right there, a minute some 2. And then Justin Curtis had a lot of repairs to do. So, yeah, a few cars, man, having a tough night. But so far, it's all Parker Collins.
Yeah, it looked like the 94 was going to jump out there and try to go to the top side, but he thought better of it.
Gonna have to have some help. I think he's kind of looking. That's Joshua Altus. And we was talking about him before, that Apex Mountain Apparel machine. And y'all got to give Apex Mountain Apparel a shout out. Those guys came on board last season in the Truck Series and came for the Xfinity, or not the Xfinity, excuse me, for the ARCA Series, and they've done really well. Kind of sponsored right there, Joshua. Have kind of taken off, so definitely go check out ApexMountainApparel.com. Use there's a promo code out there, CRL Brad. I think it's CRL 2025, I believe it is.
I think so. It's been a minute since I ordered mine.
Yeah. I'm going to double check for that for y'all folks. We'll find that out, man, for you. But it's definitely a promo code. Go check them out. Get some apparel. I know they got some CRL shirts, got some other good things. And they're sponsoring this thing. We got the Apex Mountain Apparel 300 here tonight. Gotta give a good shout out to our other sponsors too, man. You guys know them. Got a Ghost Athletic CRL podcast. Check them out there on Spotify and YouTube. Obviously, Grant's Designs. He makes some of these cars look good here on the track. And there's some nice looking paint jobs. Got some throwback paint jobs too out there. Austin, you recognize any of them?
I was checking out that Dynaco one. But other than that, all these cars look dang good out there.
See that Davey Allison throwback one, that number 7. That one looks nice, man. That's way back in the day when I was watching a lot of racing back there. The good old Haviline machine. Like you was talking about up there, we got the Mobile 1 machine. Here comes on the outside. Joshua Altus, he finally went to that high side. He's going to see if he can't pull Mike Kelly and company to the front. I've said it before. It's going to take, I think, a little bit of work for that high lane to come into play. And you can see, it looks like they're struggling just a little bit. I think the low end, Brad, what do you think? Do you think the low end right now might be the more dominant lane?
I'd say definitely right now, especially while these guys are figuring out. But the low lane's going to have to watch it. These cars get hot during Daytona daytime. You don't want to have a blown motor already. I think That's what we're seeing with Josh hopping on that outside.
And that's another thing when I was talking about with the textbook style drafting, how they are off the bumper, because once you start closing that gap of bumper, that's the one thing, that needle on that temperature gauge, it'll definitely start going up real quick. I gotta ask, Austin, how familiar you are with racing any of these cars? When's the last time you got a chance to race any of them?
Oh, it's been about a year now, but man, I would tell you what, Charlotte and this place was probably my favorite to race trucks or anything. I was there.
And when you were in these cars before, I know things have changed a lot. I know Brad's probably a little bit more update on it, but when you were in these cars, and like we was talking about, what was your mentality behind the wheel trying to start to draft? You see, man, Parker Collins trying to block the top lane up there.
Yeah, I was very patient. I wasn't like Parker Collins right there.
You went from the high side to the low side. Now, Brad, I got to ask something real quick on that. Because, in real life, I know what that they're doing. They're trying to control the draft, trying to control the lines. But on iRacing, it does not seem like it's a very useful thing. And actually, sometimes it seems like it might slow you down more than it would hurt you. What do you feel like behind the wheel of the car?
I would say, me personally, I would not be doing it this early in the race. I don't think it gives you as much of an advantage as it does in real life. There's definitely still an advantage there. But it's tricky to see because you see he came up to Josh. Josh ain't scared. He'll start pushing him with him.
Yeah. Right there. There's Caleb Smith. Caleb said he was a road course ringer. He said that's my main course. He said, but I'll come out here and show these guys what I can do on an oval. And right now, and if you watched him in the ARCA series last season, folks, go back on the channel and watch it. He actually lost that race by, I think it was 5,000ths of a second to Chris Smith. So he knows how to get around this track here. He's got a pusher behind him. Joshua Altus right there, too. And you also see Jacob Grant coming into the picture. Jacob Grant. Now, Brad, I know you kept up and watched last season. Austin, I know you knew a little bit. But Jacob last season didn't have the season that he wanted. He in the trucks or, he had a pretty good one there in the ARCA series, but in the trucks, boy, it was a season. He probably just kind of wanted to forget and get back on a different approach.
Yeah, he right now he's putting it all out there. But then here comes Danny White. I don't know where the heck Danny White came from, but he's up there in the pack now.
Yes, he is, man, right there in the fourth place spot. Caleb ran up 10 spots in the trying to get the lead away. He has on the lead on the front side. Jacob Grant's there with him. So some losers, but hey, strategy. There is a little strategy. Now I always say when we come to plate track racing, it's kind of probably a no-brainer style racing. You just kind of hang on. I mean, they even say that in real life. But the strategy is: do you stay out front or do you ride in the back and try to avoid the big one? Brad, what's your take? What do you normally like doing?
If I could be anywhere on the track, I would definitely be third row inside.
Okay.
You can jump down, avoid your wrecks, but you can also save a little bit of fuel. Not the most fuel like you would in maybe the 6th lane back, but you're up there and you can figure out what the guys are doing up top and follow their strategy, or persuade them to follow yours.
So far, it's looking good strategy-wise, man. I mean, I know it's been a while since you've been in there. What is your strategy on trying to do it?
I would have to agree with him on that one. But as he says too, they might blow the motors because they're running their fastest laps right now and tacking them things out.
Yes, they are. I was always more wanted to be in the back. Usually, I always ended up in the front somehow, and that's kind of where it kind of got scary sometimes. You just never know. But right now, guys are looking pretty good. And you were talking about, man, they are, nose to tail. Look at this. Let's just ride here with Jacob Grant and just see how smooth this car is. And it is refreshing to see, though, that the Xfinity cars, the last of the cars, will still have analog dashes to them. It might be a digital dash, but it still looks analog. Not fond of all that digital stuff. I like the old school look myself.
Are we in the Chevy here? Is this Joshua Altuve?
This is in Toyota.
Oh, okay.
Jacob
yeah,
Grant.
no, I like the gauges on this one too. I like the old school look. Man, he's keeping it really smooth right now.
Yeah, smooth is the biggest thing that you got to do here. You don't want to be out there wiggling around. You can see, not a lot of wheel movement. So that means the car's not, doesn't look like it's getting out from under him. He's not fighting it too much. And you were talking about, let's go to Joshua Altus right here. Yeah, you can see the gauges are a lot different now. That's it. That is a Chevy right there. So the gauge is a little bit different between the Toyotas. See what he's got. He's more in a pack right now. So let's see how well that car's kind of planted. Is it jumping around or anything? He still looks pretty smooth.
They got mirrors now, I see. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they always get them little side view mirrors. Got top view mirrors in them too, man. See everything going on. I implemented that several years ago and whatnot. So it kind of helps the driver out because in real life, these guys, they can't see side to side. They rely on their spotters heavily.
I didn't know you could put mirrors on there. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Like on the game, that's cool. I need to get back on iRacing. These guys make it look so fun. It makes you want to get back on it.
Well, they make it look easy too. I mean, now Brad, you I don't know now. These guys are making it look easy, but it's not as easy as it is out there. Especially keep it straight like they're doing.
Yeah. With the more recent aero updates, these cars definitely have some bubbles around them of some real turbulent air that'll bounce you around and kick you around.
And that's another thing I'm looking at too is, you know, you can kind of tell. Take nothing away from any drivers out there. You know, everybody, man, tries to drive, have fun and whatnot. But there are some drivers that really, really are very good. You see it sometimes. These guys are pretty much keeping a straight line. You don't see cars, man, going side to side, weaving in and out. They are staying pretty much planted straight. Sometimes you see guys get out there and it's just like, man, a bunch of cars going all over the place, and you know, you can't keep a straight line. That's where I say these guys are making it look easy.
Right. That's definitely one of the pros of the CRL. You ain't got to worry about that riffraff in your lobby.
Caleb Smith still out front with Jacob Grant. Danny White right now with lap 20 of this one. So we're cruising pretty good here and a good pace so far. Justin Curtis along with him. Parker Collins. Mike Kelly back there in the 7th, Zach Foudy. And unfortunately, Seth Foudy out of this one here tonight. Got caught up in that wreck earlier. That's the Ghost Man himself. I always say, hey, it's in his last name there, Ghost Man. You can't see him. He'll be up there in a minute. You just don't see it coming.
Yeah, he kind of sneaks up on you, huh?
He does. Ghost Athletics, good guy out there too. I tell you, he's done a lot for the league, sponsorship-wise with Ghost Athletics, and obviously Ghost Athletics in itself for what he does with the kids and the youth out there. Like I said, I got to talk to him several weeks ago. Yeah, just a good all-around guy. Chris Smith out there too, doing a great job with the league. Brad, you know, I know the things that he's done in this league from you know, the start to the beginning, and just to see now where it's come from, the Truck Series, and now with the ARCA Series, and now with the Elite Series. I mean, it's just awesome to see that and the sponsors out there and see everything growing.
Yeah, I'm glad I joined when I did. It was right on the cusp of all this expansion and getting all these new drivers in. A lot of skilled drivers too. Definitely makes me a lot better driving with these guys every week.
And the charter system too, bringing that in too, is really mixing up a lot of things and got a lot of those drivers in too with some great teams. And right now you see Caleb up front. Everybody's just patient. I mean, and that's just, you know, at this point, I know a lot of people are like, hey, look, you know, but they are side by side, and that's just a product of draft racing. But they are being very, very smooth and patient, which you got to be there at the end to win it. You don't want to do anything crazy to knock yourself out of this race, you know, early on, that is.
Yeah, no, we're getting close to lap 25 here. I wonder if we're going to see any pit stops or anything.
You know, I was talking about with 100% fuel, and I'm trying to figure out, because I don't really follow the Xfinity Series in real life too much. The Cup would be the one that I'd follow the most. So I'm not 100% sure with 100% fuel what they can go. I do know at one time, but they have changed the fuel cells when it comes to plate racing. That's some of the rules that they do. But at one time, the stock cars, the main Cup cars, could go about 37 laps on 100% fuel, you know, full fuel. So I'm not sure if they can now, because I think that was with a 22-gallon tank, and I think they've changed some of those fuel cells. Brad, are you maybe sure about that? Are y'all sure about that? I know they've changed them in the past in real life, so I don't know what they've mimicked that here on iRacing.
I'm not sure on that one. I would definitely not be surprised to see Caleb come in early. I think he's led the most laps now at this point. He's definitely going to be burning some fuel.
Like I said, I'm looking at around 25, 30, and we're hitting at 24 right now. We'll see. Obviously, you know, you just hit the nail on the head right there, Brad. He's out front. He's going to burn the most fuel. That's another thing, too, strategy-wise. You're the man sitting there around about third place spot. I'm going to say right around where Danny White is and that 64 machine, maybe where Chris Smith is. They're able to save a lot more fuel because they're on and off the throttle, letting the draft pull them up, maybe drag the brake a little bit. Whereas Caleb, he's pretty much got that thing hammered to the floor. lap after lap. So been out front kind of burning more fuel than the guy behind him. We'll have to see here. What's that?
I was wondering if there's no stages, so these guys are just. Oh, okay. I like that. All right.
Yeah.
I think Caleb Smith's gonna keep it locked in right now.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see, as you see right now. Now, what I think they're trying to do, though, you see Mike Kelly actually fall back. I think they're trying to get him to set up because eventually that high lane is going to have to set themselves up to get to where they can get on the inside without calling it a big wreck, unless the whole pack comes in pit road at one time. But you're eventually going to set yourself up, and I think that's what Mike Kelly just did right there. He dropped all the way to the back. Now, I bet you he probably is going to drop down to that bottom lane. We're probably going to see pit stops here pretty soon. I'm still saying around lap 30. Could be a little bit more. You know, I know I should know up here, but nope. Y'all can yell at me later. Appreciate everybody tuning in, though. Let me hear who your favorite driver is.
Your pole sitter said something about a new pit box or something. Would be interested to see what he was talking about, your pole sitter.
Yeah, Brad, you know anything about that?
I do not. But I did know last night the stalls were very slippery, so they're definitely going to have to watch that tonight.
Yeah, we saw a couple guys last night actually overshoot their pit box, had a little trouble getting into them.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Right now, Caleb is still out front in this one. Grant, man's doing a good job pushing right behind him. Now, appreciate everybody out there. Who's your favorite driver? I know last night, man, old Dusty Martin, he always had the fan club out there. Dusty's not here tonight, but we got some good drivers here tonight. The ARCA Series kicking off tomorrow night. That one will be a thriller. Again, Daytona is Daytona week, folks. Man, we gotta love it. We go to Daytona. At Talladega on the schedule, too. We got a lot of good tracks here, too. I know Caleb, he was marking off. He wants the Roval. That's coming up, too. So we got a lot of interesting tracks going to be in this series. Especially here next week.
Only Dads. Shout out Only Dads, but we're out here.
Only Dads. Yeah, them boys last night, they're a trip. Definitely got that. They're looking for subscriptions. They need all the help they can get when they're Only Dads. So. We got a good race. Here at Daytona, it's been a good solid race so far. Next week we go to Rockingham, which is going to bring about, you want to talk about going from one extreme to the other. We go out here side by side, nose to tail, plate style racing on your edge, wide open, to next week it's just going to be bumpy, hard on tires. You're really going to have to drive these cars. So, yeah, talk about a headache. And we're looking at that pit stop, and we're hitting lap 28 right now. So, I'm still going to hold the lap 30, but it could be more.
Yeah, that's why I'm up here in the booth, because the track change is too dramatic for me. Daytona or Talladega, I might be all right, but you get me on them little bumpy tracks, so I'll last about 2 laps.
Rockingham is definitely a very bumpy. It's a driver-style track, kind of fun, but it's definitely bumpy. It's one of the older tracks around, too. It's been repaved with anything. Still that high lane, holding up pretty good, Brad. Are they just up there maybe just riding? That's why they're not trying to, push the envelope? Or is it just a case of maybe the high lane just doesn't have enough oomph just to get up there?
I think definitely now, these past few laps, they've started to ride a little. Caleb's and Jacob are definitely not pushing the agenda too much. And, we can see Josh pushing it, but shoot, you never know what Josh is thinking. He's probably got some plan going on where he gets it. But I think with how it is right now, they're definitely doing 181 on this turn. That's a little bit slower than usual.
Well, I noticed right down there, Joshua is usually in his own, Discord with his own team, but he's down there with Parker Collins and Matthew Gilliam. We talked about this last night, me and Austin did, and you've heard me in the past speak of this. When you come to plate track races, it's all about team racing. You definitely want a partner. You definitely don't want to get caught out there by yourself if you're sitting duck. So, even if he doesn't have some of his normal teammates out here, Joshua doesn't. He's definitely got some good ones there with Parker Collins.
Yep. Coming on, what are we, 30 laps here? No pit stop.
I said 30, but they could. There's a possibility they could go that 35, 37 mark. Right now, we're seeing, and you got Collins and Smith still up front. I mean, Collins and Smith right now are definitely going to be the ones burning the most fuel. You see, Joshua is able to get down there on that bottom. Wow, that's a heck of a move right there. So that'll set him up if he's looking for a, his pit stop.
Yeah, I don't think Caleb Smith liked that. He said, "I'm right here, bud. I'm going to pass you."
Yeah, he's going to shoot it back to the high side. I think Caleb wants it. Nice race.
There goes Caleb.
Two.
Yep.
All right, Collins, though. I think Collins at this point is just sitting there kind of just riding along with the 8 machine there. Daniel Miller still a side-by-side. Caleb, I think, is one of those, you have drivers that want to kind of control the front side of the field. You have drivers that want to control the back. I'm not used to seeing Joshua Altus be one of those drivers wanting to control the front side of the field, but he did say last season that he was trying to work on his qualifying effort and being a little bit more aggressive. He thinks he could just be a little bit more and maybe push the car, the truck, just a little bit to get up front instead of maybe just running out of time sometimes. And I've seen it in the last several races, and right now he's doing an outstanding job out front controlling this field with Caleb right there on the outside.
Yeah, I think Joshua Grant here, he's getting impatient. I think he's going to go on the outside. Or who is that? That's Danny White, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Got Danny right there along with him. He's up there too. All right, Jennifer, you rooting for old Parker Collins? Okay, well, Collins looking good. He put it on pole.
Oh.
And
he's
pushing Caleb.
I think big move.
That's a big move actually right there. You're going to see a lot of give and take. A lot of give and take early on this track is what I'm going to see. And last night's race star, Brad, it wasn't too bad. Didn't look like a lot of aggressive driving, the typical plate track racing. But, I mean, how much give and take was, done last night that you could tell on the track?
There's a good bit, but you race with these guys long enough, you start to know their personalities, how much you should give, how much you should take. And I would say Caleb, this is definitely more taken than he's usually done. Like you said, he's getting more aggressive, so it's good to see that out there.
Well,
definitely part of becoming a good driver.
Well, when he was up here and he was talking, he just did not have the confidence coming in. And sometimes that's what it takes, man. You come out here and you go, man, this is not going to be a good race for me. Next thing you know, you're out here, you're feeling good once you get behind the wheel. And I think that's the case here with Caleb. Right now, he's feeling really good. Anything can happen in a plate race. He's out front, he's running. You might as well go for it. Hey, look, you don't like the track, you don't like the car combination. Sometimes, man, just go for it and see what you can swing for the fences and get what you can get. Meanwhile, Jacob Grant's up top. He's going to see if he can't pull this thing out front. And we were talking about pit stops. They're already at lap 38, so, man, they must be able to go quite a bit of ways on this car.
Yeah, I'm watching here. And, you got Caleb Smith there. I think he kind of just gave up and said, "All right, I'll follow you now."
Absolutely. Nose to tail, single, double file at the top side, still there. Grant's along with it. You got Daniel Miller there too. Mike Kelly just kind of riding in the back. Chris Smith there too. Justin Curtis, Zachary Foudy and company. Daniel Miller along with them. A good slew of machines here. And still the 4 machines up top. A little bit of freight train down on the bottom there. As we're here tonight, Daytona here, kicking off the new Elite Series here at the Clean Racing League. Check them out at cleanracingleague.com and to get you up to speed. And check out Apex Mountain Apparel. That's our title sponsor here for the Apex Mountain Apparel 300 here at Daytona. This is their Elite Series. It was put on and put together by that man right there, Joshua Altus. He put all this together here kind of on the right before the season ended in the trucks. And it's been I think it's going to be a good series with these Xfinity cars out here. It's going to be a test, Brad. I know this is the first time I've seen these guys in these cars, but I think it's going to be a test for some of these guys in this car.
For sure. I think this series is going to definitely get a big expansion over this season too. So be interested to see some new guys and some veterans out there just doing what they can do, especially with how much of a wheelman car this is.
And again, if you're looking, if you're out there, man, watching, you're interested, and you know you think you got what it takes, man, to get out here and run, get up with the guys up here, Chris Smith and them, or definitely send them a message to cleanracingleague.com. It's in their name, Clean Racing League. Last night we only had a couple cautions, about 3 cautions, which is not bad for when you talk about on a plate track race. A lot of times I've seen them go, you know, flag to flag. Right now we've only had 1 caution. It's been very, very clean out here so far. Who knows how it's going to end at the end, but that's for another subject. But definitely check them out on cleanracingleague.com if you're looking to maybe get involved with the league. I know that they have a series for everyone. They have like a scaling series. They want you to kind of start out in the ARCA just to see how you are, because respect, and Brad, you know this. Austin, you're being new here and definitely being in racing before, but Brad, respect is the number one thing, man. As you look out here with these drivers, I've seen it over the years that I've been here myself.
Yeah, it's definitely huge here. I mean, I look out on this field. There's definitely not a driver I don't respect or have a lot of respect for. These guys put it in every week, and they wreck you. They don't mean it. They're not trying to get all dirty. It usually just comes down to somebody making a mistake, and then, hey, they'll usually come up to you after the race and be like, hey, man, sorry, didn't mean to do that.
And we talked about that too, and then, Austin, I don't know how many times you've been in this situation. I've been in it when I used to race a lot, and you brought that up there, and a good point. With a lot of respect on this track and a lot of fast drivers, is now they're coming on pit road. And that's interesting. Only 3 of them come on pit road at lap 39, so we know now they can go at least 40-some laps on pit. Fuel-wise, Caleb and him stays out, but just real quick on the point I was going to get at is, it's interesting that you brought up there, sometimes you get into wrecks and so forth. Hey, look, guys might get bad, but at the end of the day, you all come back out here and have fun and race with each other again.
Yeah, see, I don't really do league races. I was a public race guy, so 5,000 races in a public race. And I was the cleanest one. I was all about my A license. I didn't care about my iRating. I didn't know what iRating was. I was A license. I want my A license. So
we're in the hornet's nest.
Yeah.
Let's see if the rest of them come on pit road. A few more coming on.
The ones that stayed out, I think, messed up. I think the ones that stayed out messed up.
They're going to get caught for speeding. What do you think, Brad? I mean, that's...
Whoa!
We're going to have to keep an eye on Caleb. Did he get slowed down enough? We're going to watch Caleb's pit stop here. This will tell us real quick whether or not he got a penalty. Did Jacob get one? But because they came in hot. And that right there, guys, that's a product of the track being hot, tires being slick, being old. You got to woe this thing down. Sometimes the brakes, lock up, but looks like one of them got off really good. Ghost did. Caleb got a penalty. Wow. So did Jacob Grant. So all 3 of them who came in hot, Danny White, Caleb, and Jacob, I had a feeling, boy, they no fault on theirs. Just that's the product of racing here, hot track, hot tires. They were slick coming in, but yeah, they got to stop and go.
Yeah, we were just talking about that in pit stops. There they were. They were key.
Yeah, we're seeing it. They're still on pit road. Now you can see Jacob's taking off. They're taking off. So it's a 55 second pit stop. Total time's well over a minute. Not sure that put them a lap down. So they're going to need a caution to get back on the lead. I won't say it hurts, but it's not devastating because this is Daytona. Any other track, Brad, we got to bring that name up, Clean Racing League. Any other track, that might be a death sentence right there, trying to get that lap back because you just don't see many cautions.
Yeah. It's definitely a weird experience because you'll go from racing something else and be like, okay, I can kind of depend on a caution here. Maybe drive a little more careless, ride the tires a little bit more. No, you that has bit me in the butt too many times in this league. I'm like, yeah, there'll probably be a caution. Nope, we go flag to flag, and I'm just still lap down.
You know, that is a good point you bring up right there, and I love talking about it, man, because in this league here, you know, I enjoy getting up here broadcasting because that's the one thing that you just mentioned. When strategy coming into these races, especially pit strategies, I've always said it, do not count on a caution in this league. If you get one, great. That helps you out even more in your strategy. But don't count on it. To me, if I'm going to base my pit strategy, it's going to be a flag-to-flag style strategy because many a times, I'm like you, I've said, yep, this is going to be, there's going to be a caution. And this thing just goes long, or like say none at all. Can we do it here at Daytona? Sure. I mean, right now, these guys are looking pretty good. That old Michael Howerton, is that a new guy? Brad, do you know him?
He's a racer. He's new to CRL, but I know he's been around racing for a while. I know him from
29 iRacing, so yeah.
Area 51 racing there.
Oh, he's a ghost. An alien.
Yeah. Oh, but the leaders have to pit though.
They do. They have not pitted.
They do.
The top four, Mike Kelly. So, yeah, you're going to have Howerton, Curtis, Miller, Kelly all have to pit. Actually, Foudy will too. Foudy, who was sitting right there on the back end. Remember, he had a lot of damage. Actually, he had a minute 50 pit stop. Surprisingly, he didn't go a lap down. But, yeah, all those guys are going to have to pit again. And then that's going to bring us, swing us right to this pack where you got Collins, Gilliam, Altus, Ghost. You're going to have Chris Smith. And then it takes us back to the one. There you go. The front runner.
They're pitting.
Now.
Yeah.
So,
or if they're going to speed and get a penalty.
I hope not. They look like they got down pretty little bit better on pit road than it did before. Just chalk that up on some, hot tire, slick track. Just got in a little bit heavy. It happens. I've talked about this many a times. You see it in real life, and there's a mental mistake. And I'm about to say it. Mental mistakes. A lot of them are done on pit road. You either win or lose races on pit road. It happens in real life a lot. Brad, you see it. You've seen it here, and to me, that's the number one area that you can actually mess up in oval style racing.
Oh yeah, definitely. My principle with a lot of these super speedways is be smooth on the pits. It's not worth beating one or two guys because they're going to catch right back up to you anyways. But they'll definitely beat you if you get a 50-second penalty coming into pit road.
Hey, what Parker Collins and them are going to catch Justin Curtis and that front runner that just came in. They're a second and a half off them. So I was about to say that usually green flag stops split the field up, but you can see those 4 cars along with that pack up there with those 5 cars. Yeah, they're going to go around them, but they're actually going to be able to catch that draft on the tail end there, and we're going to get back to a little bit of a bigger pack here. So usually you see on some green flag stops, it kind of splits it up. I mean, we do have, 2 packs, and you got this top 10 here. And then, unfortunately, which now, here's some good news. Grant M did get back on the lead lap. So Jacob Grant Smith and White on the lead lap. The bad news is they're 38 seconds back. 40 seconds back from the leader. And, Brad, I got to ask this, and you can actually see the leaders right there behind them. I got to ask this because in real life, when you have 2 packs and the second pack is nose to tail, let's say 4 or 5 cars, and the front pack is usually side by side, the problem I've seen in iRacing is that second pack does not make any ground up on the front pack. In real racing, they do. That is the one area that I feel like iRacing kind of lacks in with the draft. Side drafting, well, they got that down to a T. But I feel like it there. How do you feel when you're out there on the track and you're maybe like here, like these 3 are just kind of riding?
We were actually able to pull it off last night, but you definitely have to be perfect going single file. You got to have a pusher pushing a pusher to catch up. And I think it's just that the way it computes side draft and regular draft, it almost combines them and then keeps giving them that advantage. But it's possible, but you're gonna have some guys that are either talking to each other or just some super speedway ringers up front.
Well, right now, I was just talking about, I mean, obviously there's 3 cars there as opposed to a lot of these guys are now nose to tail up front with Parker Collins leading that pack. They are a touch faster than what Jacob Grant. Now, they ran 48.7s to 49.05s that last time coming around the track. So far, man, so good. And this is what they need to do. Just be patient up front. Ride a little bit. It's still, we got a little bit to go. We just had green flag stops. Well, guys, I tell you what, we're looking at this one, lap 49, about to click off lap 50. Been a good one, solid one here to kick off the Elite Series for the Clean Racing League here tonight, the Apex Peril 300 at Daytona. A step away, we'll take a quick commercial break. Be right back here in just a few.
Welcome to Team Red, White, and Blue. Thank you so much for joining our team. My name is Mike Irwin, and I have the honor to serve as the Executive Director. When I founded Team RWB in 2010, our initial focus centered on veteran transition and reintegration into civilian life. But as the large-scale deployments have slowed down, the military's ability to support reintegration has improved, hundreds of thousands of veterans have used their GI Bill, and companies have prioritized hiring veterans, the overall mental, physical, and emotional health of the veteran community still has a long way to go. And Team RWB has a major leadership role to play. And that means that we need you. We need you to close out this video and to know that you didn't just join a listserv or download an app. You joined a team composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as the Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time.
Hi, I'm Blaine Smith, the Executive Director of Team Red, White, and Blue, and I wanted to take a minute just to welcome you on board and let you know that we're proud to have you as a new member of our team. This short video is a way for us to give you an idea of what you can expect from your experience at Team Red, White, and Blue, and also what we expect from you in return. Something that's really, really important to the fabric of our organization is our Eagle ethos. It's just 6 words, but they mean a lot to us, and they guide us in all we do. Those 6 words, passion, positivity, people, commitment, camaraderie, and community, are more than just organizational values. They're what we're all about and what we strive to work for in all of our programs and in every single one of our interactions. The next thing I want you to know is that we are an inclusive organization by design. We're open to veterans of all eras, of all ages, branches of service, combat experience, as well as active duty service members, their families, their friends, and just supportive members of the community that come out and take part in our mission. Every single person is important to what we do. All are welcome, and we look forward to seeing you all out there.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side, and pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
All right, folks, we're back here. Still up front, man. These guys 2x2. Colin's still up front there along with it. As you can see, he went to the high side. Here comes Ghost along with him there on the bottom. Matthew Gilliam, too. So that pack's still up front. You've got the second pack back here. Zach Fowdy's kind of by himself. But you still see Caleb, Jacob, and Danny White. Remember we was talking about them boys before. They're back there. They're still 40-some seconds off the pace. If these guys up here get going back single file, they might be able to run them back down, guys.
Yeah, I think so. This is going to get interesting. We're almost halfway here.
Absolutely. He's got the throwback Davey Allison scheme out there, man. Gilliam up front, man, with Ghost right there behind him. You got Parker Collins, Chris Smith, Joshua Alkins up there along with Miller. Any one of those cars could pull this win off here tonight.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate for Caleb Smith, and that penalty in the pits just killed all three of them.
Yeah, well, we talk about that, and, you know, again, one little caution, one small caution, they're back in this thing up front. I mean, as long as they don't go a lap down, I mean, they are 43 seconds back, so they're teetering right there on the tail end of it. But still, I mean, like I said, one caution out here. You can put Caleb and them back in. I mean, you can see them right there. They're in the front. There are those cars right, the three cars right up there in the front. You can see the pack right there behind them. So they're about, what, half a straightaway, half a back stretch ahead of them?
Yeah, that's what I'd say, yeah. And they're side by side. The top lane's still not there, though. I don't know if it's ever going to come in.
The perfect example of what I was talking about there, Brad. See how they're side by side running, but they still ran 48.33 to Caleb and them's 48.97. It just seems like you would think, and usually in real life, those single file cars on the line would just outrun the pack up here like they're side by side. So that's what I was talking before. I'm kind of I always scratch my head a little bit when it comes to iRacing drafting.
It's like I said, it's definitely possible, but man, it's real life. You gain a second or two a lap pushing single file like that.
Yeah,
and especially with like these, they ain't like fully locked in or anything, and they're offset double wide, and it should definitely be running them down.
That up front right there, it's number 55 machine. He blinked a little bit. Let me see who that is up there at the top. That's Chris.
That's Caleb.
Wow.
Or Chris, yeah.
Yeah, it was Chris. He blinked a little bit, and they got up in the wall. Then the 87 went down there too. Or actually, yeah, the 87 went there too. Chris drops it down low, maybe try to get out the way. And it's a little confusing. That's one thing you do not want to see. And I know, Brad, you've been out here racing before. You don't want to see a guy that you're trying to draft with blink in front of you.
It's definitely a terrifying experience. You don't want to be like, let's see, 60 laps into the race, and then you pop up inside somebody's car. Well, definitely not optimal.
No, it's not. Howardson still right there in the 7th. Mike Kelly still hanging on in the 8th place. Man, we got Miller. Good race here to kick the Elite Series here tonight. New series here, these guys. Daytona, man, running Clean Racing League, and it has been good. We've only had one small caution, and that was at the beginning here, early on in the race. It has been clean and green so far. And with 100% fuel, we figured out these guys can go around about 42 laps or so. So that brings up, they're going to have to pit again, guys. When do they pit? Bringing in, what, about 20 to go or so? Yes.
I think right now we're definitely seeing some of the tire fall off.
Yeah, big time.
When they came passing Zach in the lapped car, it was kind of a little bit of chaos going on there. I know Parker got up in the wall, and it's just you cannot jerk that wheel at all. You're gonna have to be smooth inputs from here on out unless you get some new tires.
Absolutely.
And you say that smooth input, but when you hit that yellow line, will it spin you out in these cars?
It'll bump you back up. You have to get real far down on them. But like if you get all the way down on the apron, you're not saving it with these tires currently.
Like right here, like what you just see right there, if he would have went a little bit further down, that car probably would have got way upset on him right here with Daniel Miller. And, you know, he just got just enough of the tires right there on the yellow line. I mean, if you're going on the straightaways and stuff, you can see there, he's okay. Not too bad, but you see right there in the trioval where it goes a little bit of a banking, that's where you got to be careful at. And that's a good question to bring up. Yes, because we talked about it. You see, he don't see that yellow line. If he closes that gap, all he sees is a big bumper in front of him, really hard on the bottom, as opposed to, let's see if I can't get somebody on the outside here. Right here on the outside, you see how he can kind of see right here with Parker Collins. He can see, even though he's bumped up on the guy, he can see that yellow line and anticipate where the turn is a little bit, as opposed to the guy on the inside. And Brad, I don't know about you, but when I always drafted, I always liked being on the outside because I could see more. You know, that inside lane just didn't seem like, if I was tucked up to somebody, I just couldn't see a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it honestly, it really depends on the car too. Like these Xfinity cars are not great with the inside bumping because you can't see a lot through their back window. The trucks, you can still see a good bit. You can peek over the spoiler and see what's out in front. But these Xfinity cars with no spoilers, you really don't got a ton to work with.
Really not. You see right there, and it's going to get a little bump draft going down the back stretch. A good little view right here. We're going top, and how close he is. So you definitely want to bump draft on the back stretch. Don't want to do it in the turns yet. Yeah, well, that's actually Caleb and them. That's the three we're talking about, and you can see right there, Caleb Smith just went on him, and that's what I'm talking about. That pack has ran them down. Now they're close enough to catch the draft on them. This is not doomsday for them. The problem is now these three are going to have to battle each other who gets the lucky dog if they go by them. That's going to be the next question, because you see right here, Gilliam, he's in that 7 machine right there. He's going to get the back end bumper of Jacob Grant, who was sitting in the 12th place spot, that number 19. But what does Gilliam do? Does he go by him? Do they push by him? Do they ride with him? Looks like they're going to just go push by him.
We'll see if the outside works here.
That's going to be intense.
It is for the guys down there on the bottom. You know, they're hoping that they can race long enough to stay out front. I mean, especially Caleb and them. I mean, Caleb right now is probably begging for a caution. Actually, Grant probably is, because he'd be the lucky dog, and he's hoping Danny White can keep his nose out front of Gilliam, so that way he does get it. Because, you know, if he doesn't, he goes a lap down, Grant's going to have to either try to wave around or he's going to stay that lap down one. So that's the bad part about being in this position. Right now, though, they're mixing it up a little bit. I mean, they've got fast enough cars. We've seen it earlier, guys, that those three down there on the bottom, they're fast enough to hang with the leader. And I've said this a million times, Brad, I know you've heard me say it several times, a little bump drafting up on top, is as long as the lap traffic is fast enough to stay with you and race you clean, all spare and love and racing, go for it. It's just when they're not and they're up there trying to block it all, and that's when it gets a little hectic.
Oh yeah, definitely think they got the right now to fight for this spot, try and stay on the lead lap. I know Jacob definitely was. He's one of them drivers, like I was saying earlier. He's a taker. He takes opportunities and he wants to be there when the time's right and all that. So we'll see what they can do to stay out. Looks like the outside's getting a good run though this time by.
I noticed something too, and I don't know if you noticed this, man, guys, is they have actually closed the gap up a little bit. Remember earlier I was talking about that textbook style for drafting? I noticed now they've closed them up just a little bit, doing a little bit more bumping and swerving. Even though I feel like it's still way a little bit early, we are past halfway in this one. We're still going to have one more pit stop before this one's over with tonight. But, I can start to see a little bit of these guys just maybe pushing it a little bit, maybe feeling a little more confident in the car there.
Yeah. So, especially now, too, so I think some of these guys are probably pulling up to save a little bit more. But also, like, you start getting 20 laps on a fuel run, you're starting to get a little impatient. You're like, all right, let's see if I can get a little bit better track position for myself and get in with some of these guys and maybe catch up to somebody I'm talking to for their fuel strategy as well.
Absolutely. Tell you what, man, Austin, it's been a good one so far. Last night, tonight, and man, it's good. I hope you've oh, wait a minute, we got a car, man, off into the grass.
Uh-oh.
That's Justin Curtis. How in the world did he hang on to that thing? He stayed green. Let's go back and watch one more time. Watch and see maybe what happened. Did he get clipped on the back? He's in that number 29 right there. He's in the middle of the pack. That could have been very disastrous right here, but filling out the turn. Looks straight right there. Oh.
Whoa, car blew up.
I don't know what happened. He
I think his car blew up.
Yeah, I just heard him come over the radio. He said his car shut off.
Let's go on board and let's see what had happened. Yeah, something had to happen because that thing just like stopped. Dead. Let's go on board. He's at 8,000 RPMs right now.
Oh yeah, it's dying right there. Slowly, look at that. There it goes.
See, that's straight.
It doesn't look like he's overheating.
Yeah, because
he's trying to get on it right there. He's trying to get on it. And it won't.
Well, he's still under power.
Yeah, it just.
He's something.
Something.
Yeah, it was something. That was weird.
Something went weird with that car. May be interesting to, because he's still. Let's see if he stays under power right here. He's still under power. I mean,
no, it sounds awful though.
Outside should be smoking. It's not smoking.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. He's gonna have to take that bad boy in, I think.
RPMs is, if that's a blown up motor, that's the smoothest blown up motor I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's still out there running, guys. He's still out there running. No, I don't know what happened. That's.
I think it may have been a software issue because I
heard
heard him over the radio.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Brad. I don't think that's a motor issue. These cars at this point shouldn't be overheating. They've really, with about 5 or 4 laps to go, I could probably see it because they're going to be on the back bumper of each other. None of these guys have been on the back bumper long enough that these cars should be overheating. I mean, like I say, that takes me back to what I was saying right there before. You see how far they are. You're getting plenty of air. Plus, they're nosing in and out every once in a while. I'm with you, Brad. That one looked like maybe a little hiccup somewhere, hardware, software problem somewhere. We all know because let's go back to where he's at because he's still running. He's still under power. If it blew up, it would blow up. Austin, I don't know if you've seen them in the past, but if they blow up, they're going to blow up.
Oh, you'll hear it. Yeah, you'll hear it.
I think that might have been. I'm wondering, Brad. I don't know about you, Austin, Brad, but I'm wondering maybe if he bumped the shifter a little bit, or maybe tapped the clutch
downshifted on accident.
wait a minute. he could have went to go drag the brake and maybe accidentally hit the clutch. If he's got a clutch pedal, he could have went to go, because when you're drafting, I don't know about you, Joe, you can either crack the throttle a little bit, which I never did. Didn't like doing that because I felt like it did too much momentum off. I would kind of drag the brake. I'd keep it to the floor and drag the brake as I got pulling closer with the draft. He could have very easily, depending on how close his pedals are, maybe have touched that clutch pedal, and you know what happens when you do that? You're going to lose power for a second because mashing the clutch in, basically. Could have been something like that. Who knows?
Have you guys ever been typing and accidentally shut off your ignition? I've been there.
I have not, but I guess
I've never been that far. No. But that would be wow.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, hey, look, we would sit here, we laugh a little bit about it, but things like that can happen. At virtual world, I've seen all kinds of stuff happen. We chalk it up in real life, as mechanical problems on a car. You just never know what can happen. That was kind of strange. We've seen guys on restarts miss gears real easily. They definitely, once you get these things in gear, you usually don't mess with them again. There again, he could have accidentally hit something. And because obviously he's under power. He's right there in the 29. If it was a motor issue, it would be going now. I think I'm with Brad on that one. It was more of a just looked like maybe a glitch or maybe hardware or just something. I'm maybe curious. Maybe if we do get a caution or anything here, maybe pull him up if he's in there. Get a word with him. If he's in the.
He might have been typing.
Well, had a few drivers out there, man, Austin, be typing in the chat, and I'm going, ain't you supposed to be driving?
That's what I was doing. My ignition turned off one time.
Hey, what's up, man, Corey? What's up, Scott? How y'all doing up there? Joe missed the race with the update. Yo, what's up there, Joe? I missed the race with the update. Talking about update on this race? An update on last night's race. Last night's race was a thriller here for the Clean Racing League Daytona with the trucks. Mike Kelly pulling that one off. Wild finish. Tonight has been a great one here to kick off the Elite Series. We've only had one caution. We were just talking about Justin Curtis there, who had a little bit of scare. It looked like it was just kind of like a glitch or something that the car kind of sent off down into the infield. Luckily, he was kind of keeping it going. So far, it's been a good one here. Nose to tail. Unfortunately, though, man, some of the fast guys, Caleb Grant, Danny White, you see them right there on the bottom lane. They got themselves a pit penalty early on in the race, and that's kind of caught them right there in the 10th, 11th, and 12th. They are still sitting, Caleb and Danny are still sitting on the lead lap because they're trying to fight as much as they can, but you see where Jacob is in that 19. He's right there on the tail end of the lead lap. iRacing update. Oh, how's the iRacing? Oh, the iRacing update. Well, the UI is different. Matter of fact, let me show you what the UI looks like. I know I normally don't do this, but here we go. That's what the new UI looks like. They try to get fancy now with iRacing. As far as track goes, Brad, have you had a chance to get out here and race any since the update?
Not at all yet. This is my first time on since.
Well, to me, what I've seen so far, again, I've not got out there, not really talked to many of the drivers out there. I know it is a little hot and slick out there, but from what I've seen so far, these cars look pretty easily drive. They're pretty stable. They look pretty planted so far. It's been a great race. So, again, you guys might be able to tell me a little bit different when you get out here on these things. And, if there is any little bit of changes to the tracks or anything like that, power-wise or so forth and so on, I don't really get out here and race as much, so I kind of go off y'all's info a lot. And from update to update. We are in week 13, and Austin, I know what that is. Obviously, the iRacing's got the new car out there. I am excited about that new Mustang GT4 that they've got, road race-wise. It looks really nice. I do know that they did some new tracks, some repaves out here, so and brought in some new AI things, and they always do some new fixes here and there. So, a lot of great things going on here for iRacing.
Yeah, I guess they did a NASCAR refresh. They rescanned Charlotte and Wilkes-Barre and Sonoma and Worldwide Technology and Daytona and Watkins Glen, Texas, Coda, and Chicago. They rescanned them, I guess. So, got some new stuff coming in.
That's a lot of
And
reworks, man. Yeah.
What cars they put, we don't care.
Yeah, that's a lot of reworks right there.
That is a lot of rewords, but they're funny. They are funny people.
Right now, you see old Ghost. He's up front, man, leading this thing out front so far. But you see Caleb Smith on that tail end of the lead lap. But Ghost, he's right there in that 22 machine. Chris Smith right behind him. I know, it's been a while. Now, Abraham Ghost is a past champ in this series. Brad, I know you've been around and you've seen that. But he knows how to get around these tracks. His other seasons, though, not so much in pit stops anyway here. This time,
and that group's
Caleb
gonna pass him.
Well, I was about to say Caleb got in a little bit better, but he. I gotta ask the question. Since Brad drives a lot, are you seeing something here? The reason why they're locking them things up so much?
I think it's that pit stall change. It's got to be. I didn't know about it, but I felt it last night. There's definitely got to be something different with how these guys are pulling in.
Yeah, I mean, that's twice now. Luckily, he did not get a penalty that time. Yeah. Luckily, he didn't get a penalty that time. But that's twice they've come in hot like that.
It looks like Ghost may have got one.
Oh, he did. Ghost got one. Abram, wow, and he was leading coming in. Chris Smith is going to be the one taking over coming out. Hopefully he's going to be able to get back up get on the back bumper. Those guys, if not, he's not going to have anybody to draft with. It'd be like a brick in water, drop out. Meanwhile, it swings us back here to Parker Collins back up front with Joshua Altus right there in second. So this puts us at lap 82, guys. We've seen them. They were able to go 40-some laps here. But right now, we're looking at, 38? Yep, 38 to go. So they're definitely within their pit window.
This is going to get real good, especially if they keep this up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do. Look at that. Just is that
the tires too?
Is it? I mean, yeah, is there? I gotta ask, coming from the truck to this car too, is there that much difference in the braking coming on pit road that you're seeing, Brad?
These cars definitely do feel a little bit heavier as well coming on a pit road. And it looks like some of these guys are getting some tires now too.
Yeah, 2 tires. I mean, yeah, you're going to flat spot them, man, coming in, doing what you're doing. I mean, obviously, and Joshua got 4 tires there on his pit. So actually, every one of those guys got 4 tires, which is kind of unusual to see under green flag pit stops at a plate race. But again, every one of those who got 4 tires, most of them come in and slid coming in. So flat spotting them tires, I mean, that is the thing here on iRacing. They represent that pretty well. And you can see Jacob Grant and them coming around and try to get their lap back. The problem is they're going to be right there on that tail end. They're still going to need a caution to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'd say for sure at this point.
Curtis right now leading this thing out front. He has yet to make a pit stop along with Daniel Miller. They pitted at lap 45, so those 2 are the only ones left. That should give the lead back here to Parker Collins. You can see him on that bottom side, the top side there with Jacob Grant trying to get back on the lead lap. Caleb Smith, they storm to the outside to see if they kind of drop down to the inside, or are they going to just keep up on the top side and say, okay, well, guys, we're going to leave you down there on the bottom. Collins leading with Kelly, though. Curtis
I got
right
an update
down.
for you guys.
What's that now? Whoa!
The pit entry.
Bump draft going wrong almost. Wow.
That was close. The pit entry and exit points have been updated to match the real world, and the restart zone has been updated. Maybe that's throwing them off.
That might be. You know, that's good. That's good heads up right there. You're 100% right. I think that's throwing them off pit entry. Well, I want to touch on a little bit of what happened right there with Mike Kelly and Parker Collins. You see the damage on the back of Parker Collins, and we brought this up at the beginning of the race, how hard it is to draft and bump draft with these cars. That was a perfect example right there. I think that was a little bit of a bump draft, and it causes a little damage. Now, will it hurt Collins? I don't think so. He might feel it a little bit in the rear, but I think he still will be okay out here. Getting a little fog on the track.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like California fires out here. Got the temperature of the track cooling down also.
Hey, we got lights here. That's all right. We can turn it on dark. It's no big deal. It's Daytona here under the lights. Curtis still leading with Miller, but they have to go in the pit lane and take a pit stop. It will be Chris Smith right now with his nose out front, along with Parker Collins. He's got Howerton there with it with Kelly. Now, at some point, I got to ask, Brad, at what point does Caleb, Jacob, and them go, you know what, we're not going to get back on the lead lap? Do we just go, we need to fall back? These guys are racing for position. We don't want to, get in the way, so to speak, even though we are fast. But I know at some point they're going to have to think about that.
Yeah, I would say, me personally, I would do 110 kind of fallback. Obviously, try and stay with them, maximize our positions and all that.
Okay.
Granted, it's only 16 drivers, so like it's not a ton to make up, but that's what I would do personally.
I just saw right there with Grant going to the inside there. We just talked about this track maybe getting a little bit cooler, but I also looked like that car got a little bit sideways, a little bit going down. With the cool track out there, could it maybe actually... That's science when I say it this way, because it is kind of confusing. A cold track, slick. Usually you would think it would be more grip, but it's not. Usually hot track, sometimes you get more grip. It always confused me on that. So maybe some of these cars could start getting a little bit, tail happy.
Yeah. Well, I think what's probably coming into play now is, I was thinking about it earlier. The reason we ain't seen the outside lane really go off like they do most races is there's no temperature differential, because there's not as many cars, because usually that inside lane gets hot and then the outside lane starts running on the backstretch. But I think now, since it's cooler, you can kind of get a bigger temper differential now.
You see up there on the top side, that's actually, Chris Smith, because Curtis and Miller have yet to make a pit stop. But you see Smith up on the top, 3 wide the middle. Here we go. Oh, and another bump draft.
And they're pitting.
Ooh, no, they're not pitting. Oh, well, the top 2 guys are. But these guys up front, man, they're getting racy. And here's where Jacob's got to think about it, because he's got to think about, these guys are racing for position. He's not. And this is exactly what I was talking about. These guys are starting to feel like, we got to go,
Here comes Parker.
Whew, yeah, business picking up now.
Let's go, Chris Smith out front.
Yeah, Chris right there. You see Jacob down low, but you also see Gilliam is hooked up on the bottom there. They're going to use Grant for a little bit of a draft. Meanwhile, the outside lane's trying to get formed up again. So now we're starting to see many of these guys up front. Hey, look, like you said, we're getting close. Going to be 30 to go when they cross the line. Now's the time when you start thinking, where do I got to be? What position do I got to be in? Who do I got to work with to get to the front? It's still way early to start making drastic moves, but now's the time to start thinking about it.
Yeah, and Daniel Miller and then Curtis, they're all falling back. I think this is a race up front. No more pit stops, right?
No more pit stops. I would, like Altus back here. We talked about it again. He's seeing those guys get a little racy up there. Might be in his advantage just to sit here, wait, ride it out a little bit, go, okay, to see what they're going to do up front. Because those guys were getting wild, man, 3 wide and so forth. I know Grant's out front, but he's going to be on the tail end of the lead lap. You got Caleb Smith right there along with him. Sitting also along with, actually Caleb Smith's going to be the first one to lap down. He's in that mix too. But Gilliam, right there on the bottom, Parker Collins along with him. And I'm with you, Brad. I'm going to say around 110, Grant and them and Smith and them is going to think about it, because those guys behind them are not going to wait. If you're the car behind one of them and you're sitting there going, man, look, I need to go, at some point you're going to be like, you're either going to help me, get out the way.
Yeah, I think another option too is that Jacob, like just for example, Jacob might go to help out Chris being a high five driver.
That's true.
You could see that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, because you see Grant right there too. Now, that would throw a little controversy, but you know what? Again, you're right. It is a team style race here, and Grant could help out, like you said, Smith. I mean, Chris Smith right there, who was sitting in the third spot in that number 55 machine. Let's see in reference of where he is. He's in that blue car, so he's got two behind him, which means he's going to have, it looks like, up on the top, he's got Parker Collins actually right behind him or in front of him. So what Grant could do, but then you also got another lap car. So actually the front two are lap cars. Who's in the black car up there? Yeah, that's a lap car.
And I'm going to tell you, it's night racing. We're night racing
now. Night racing, yeah. Who is that in that black car? That's not Gilliam. Gilliam's actually at 7 right behind Grant. So that is actually 2 lap machines up there in the front. At what point do you start yelling over the radio, guys, look, we got to go. Whew.
I think you start giving a little bit more bumper than usual. You're like, hey.
Yeah. Right now you see Smith drop down to the bottom. He's probably going to want to get up. If he can get to the back door of Grant, I know he would much rather have Grant on his back bumper than him being on the back of Grant. Now, the one thing about Grant maybe being up front is if he could take that outside lane and block it a little bit from Parker Collins and then let Chris Smith hang down there on the bottom, that might help him out a little bit. But there, in between Collins and them, there's another lap machine up there too, and I'm not sure who that is. Is that?
I think it's
Caleb
Danny
Smith's
White
up there, and Caleb Smith.
You're right. It is Danny White. And look at Danny. Danny said, "You know what? That's what I'm talking about." Danny's finally, it's getting down to the end. That's good sportsmanship on his end. He just pulled out of the way. Go ahead, guys. Y'all racing for it. So at what point here now? You see Grant, man, you saw Gilliam move up a little bit, and Grant moved up too. I know Grant wants to stay because he's like, man, if there's a caution late, but here comes Gilliam. And I think this high side, man, is going to get the run they need. Look at the bump draft he got.
Yeah, you got all them 4 lap cars down there at the bottom, and these lead cars got to pass them already.
Well, you've got Smith and you've got Grant, nose to tail. Then you got the number 2nd place car right there, Chris Smith. And again, Smith would much rather have Grant and Caleb on his back bumper than in front of him, because the only thing they could do at this point is if Grant jumped up to the top side right now and controlled the high line. That would be the only thing I would see that they could do, is if they jumped up there. I mean, Brad, what do you think? If you was in this position, what would you do?
I think if I was Chris right now, I think I'm pretty happy with how it's going, because I know I can talk to these guys right now and figure out when exactly they're going to do this. It's definitely going to put the other guys at the mercy of them currently. But shoot, a lot of pressure on you if you're Caleb or Jacob, though, too.
It is, because you're going to get scrutinized because you are, tail end or lap style cars here, and you've got a lot of leaders running. That's the flip side of the coin. Yeah, that's teammates right there, though, and the team style race. Gilliam up top, though, he's got Parker Collins. And, the one thing Collins is going to want to do at some point, he's just going to want to put that thing onto the back deck lid there, the 7, and say, hang on, me, Mike Kelly and all, we're going to push for all our life to try to get around these guys at the bottom. But on the flip side here, guys, Gilliam does not have to pass those cars in front. He just got to make sure he's in front of Smith on that bottom.
Yeah, and I think we got to pit again before this race is over.
Oh no, we're done.
You don't think so? We're
Well,
done?
they pitted at 82. Remember, they could go
Okay.
some lap. Yeah, they pitted at lap 82, so we're good pits.
we're-
What you got's what you
All
got.
right.
Unless we go green, white, checkered. Now that might put we go 2 attempts, green, white, checkered. Then yes, that might be close on fuel then, because that will put them at that 42, around about that 42 range and whatnot, just like we did last night. So we'll have to see, but. Yeah, they all pitted 82, so that's 38 laps. We know they've went at least, 40 to 42 laps on fuel here tonight. As of right now, though, Matthew Gilliam definitely sitting really good because he's coming to the line. If this was a race, that's exactly what he'd want right there, because he would have won it by like a nose out front. Now he's got a car length over Smith, so... I mean, the good news is that Smith's going to be able to use the draft on the back end of Caleb.
Yeah,
Well,
right now the
Gilliam
top
doesn't
lane
have
speed.
any draft. Yeah, he doesn't have any draft up there. So that might be the other thing to look at. If Grant jumps up to the high line, which again, that's... Whew, I don't want to be in that conversation after the race. But if he jumps up to
Gilliam
the high
might
line,
put him in the wall.
Yeah, jumps up to the high line and slows down the high line a little bit, and then Smith gets the run that he needs draft-wise with Caleb. He could go around Gilliam right here, because you can see he's holding off just a little bit, and he's going to get that. Because Gilliam just can't quite get around. Although I think what Gilliam might want to try to do is, maybe get down in front of Grant. Might be his only thing is now they're 3 wide back here. Joshua says, you know what? I've seen enough. I got to go.
Yeah, David Kelly was not giving up his line. Or Mike Kelly, I'm sorry, Mike Kelly.
Yeah, Mike, he's right there too. Look out. Well, Gilliam's going to go with, Gilliam's going to go with Altus. Collins is going to be stuck in the middle. I don't know if that Highline's got enough muscle to get it done. Gilliam drops down the inside. Altus drops to the inside. Gilliam falls back. Boy, and now's when it's going to start getting crazy. We got 21 to go. Woo!
Yeah, them front lap cars, they're still out there giving it their all.
Now here's another scenario here, and Brad, and I know, Caleb and Grant have to be careful if they're going to give up the position they're in. They can't just drop down to the inside. There is no inside for them to drop down to. They would have to do it on a back stretch or something like that to get out of the way, because they definitely don't want to do it in a turn, because then they could cause a wreck. So they've got to time it perfect to win that if they're going to get out of the way, get out of the way.
Yeah, if they're going to do something, it's going to have to be very well calculated and figure it out. If they're staying out to help Chris, it's going to have to be very calculated within the last 2 laps, which is going to be the tricky part.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that one. If they're looking to help him, it's there again. Here's another scenario. Right now, they're on the tail end of the lead lap. We have a caution. They get a wave around. We go green, white, checker. Guess what? They're right back in this
You might
thing.
need some more fuel at that point too.
Yeah,
and that's
they're
what
right
really
back
spiked
in
the
this
field.
thing, So because there's only 10 cars, and we're seeing the 10 cars right there in a pack. So they would be right back in this thing. So that's why I was asking you earlier, and at what point, if you're them two, do you say, you're just not going to be able to do anything? Billy come through the middle. Well, he just got that thing rolling. He said, guys, let me show you how it's done. He was able to get a run right there in the middle part. Now he needs some help on the high side. But that's what I was asking earlier. At what point does Jacob and Emma say, okay, we've had enough, we need to give up the ghost up front? Because I know they want to, because it's still, if a caution happens with Well, as long as we don't make it to the white flag, we get a green, white checkered, and they got hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. I think we're going to see a yellow. These guys are going to have a chance because that top side is fast. Whoa! Let's get squirrely. Sorry.
Don't jinx it. Got the 54 down there, way down on the bottom. Well, now Mike Kelly's got some separation, and this is what Parker and Mike want to do. If they can get out front, I think I guarantee you see those top two machines as they just blinked out. That was Chris Smith, by the way. You see those top two cars, if they can get out front, they're instantly going to jump down to the bottom.
Yeah. But they need the two to be out there, because if it's just one, you're going to hang everybody else out top.
Absolutely. Right now, you see Mike Kelly right there along with Parker Collins in the back. And, you know, if the race was to end now, if they come across the line like they are, I mean, Mike Kelly's in the position he needs to be to win this thing. And you want to talk about starting the season, that'd be a back-to-back win. That's not what you want to see. Caleb Smith blinking. We talked about that earlier, how close it was. But coming around again, Kelly's there. Collins top. Alta's along with him. You see Caleb Smith pushing for all his life on Jacob Grant to keep him down on the bottom, but they are on the tail end of the lead lap, folks. And Chris Smith, and I know there's got to be some conversation going on between those three drivers of going, especially with Chris going, all right, guys, what's the game plan here? Because laps are winding out.
Yeah, those tires, you could tell they're getting hot because they're starting to move back and forth a lot more too. And he's giving them a good push here coming out of 2.
A lot more aggressiveness coming up. Remember earlier I was talking about textbook drafting and have a hood, half a hood off. Now they're starting to close those gaps. You start getting down about 5 and 2 laps to go. You'll see, man, they'll put the radiator up there in the front seat if they can and try to get that guy going in front of them. But so far, so good. Everybody side by side coming out here to complete this lap. Been a good one here, the Elite Series here for the Clean Racing League. And it's all Mike Kelly. Can Mike Kelly do, man, an awesome feat this week? Win back-to-back races. I don't think I've seen that done. Trying to remember since I've been here, but man, look at Collins. He's got other plans. He says, you know what? Not today.
And he goes on.
Joshua got it. Did you see the bump he put on Collins? Joshua did.
Whoa.
Yeah, they definitely need to be careful going as quick as they are now.
Yeah,
these cars are getting super squirrely.
Woo. Yeah, right there. He actually got up, and Chris Smith is going to the line. And look at Caleb. He finally jumps out from that bottom, goes to the top side. I think he's starting to see and realize that maybe that, yeah, we're not going to get out here. But now the question is Caleb, how long does Caleb stay up there on the top? And Collins is going to be like, you know what, Caleb? Better hang on. I know you're road racing.
Yeah, you're going to see him go
but I'm going to tear that back bumper up.
Yeah.
You see it right now. Yeah, look at him down that back stretch. He is glued to the back door, knocking it down. He's going to push him for all he's worth. He said, look, you know, I got to go. That man down on the bottom down there is the man that's leading this race. I'm racing for the win here. You're racing to stay on the tail end. We're coming around to the line. This would be a drag race. And, you know, and if I'm Collins, yeah, if this was coming to the checkered, who knows what Collins would do?
Yeah, he's only going to give him a rough ride, at least.
Yeah, he's peeking. He wants around him. He's like, Kelly, get up here on my back bumper. Come on. All right, there they go. They finally got around. You see him. Yeah. Caleb had to give up the ghost there. Oh, little side draft there, man. Caleb, nothing he could do. Trying to get back in line, but just not going to be able to get it done. So now it's up to Grant. What does Grant do? Oh boy, guys. If it don't get your hair raising on your arm, I don't know. We can play some golf on the channel if anybody wants to.
We got lap cars coming up too.
Yeah, we might catch those lap cars. We'll have to see. We still got a lap car out front. Well, he's on the tail end of the lead lap, that is. But we're you know, it's interesting. Right now, Chris Smith's doing what he needs to do. Use that car. The problem is he needs to watch Colin. And once Collins gets a run, you might want to get up there.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if they
Yep,
have,
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that was perfect.
There you go.
I
You got
knew
called
we
it.
had to watch him. Good bump draft going down the backstretch. I knew he had to watch him. And now he's got that safe car. If he can get in front of Grant, oh boy, I think that's what Smith needs. If he can get in front of Grant.
yeah, that top row dropped. That top row belted, got a car, and the bottom row lost the car, and look at the bottom row kind of.
Yep, right there. I knew it. Now is the perfect setup for Chris Smith. Smith knows now he's got Grant, and is Grant going to sit there? And if I'm Smith, I'm telling Grant, look, last lap, last turns, that stretch, man, tear that back into this car apart, man, pushing me down this track.
We got 10 to go.
I mean, you make me have a doggone motor in the trunk along with the front side of this thing, because I'm gonna need it to stay out front there. Parker Collins. Collins is gonna need help from Mike Kelly and him up front. We got to tighten it up. It's like you said, we got 11 to go. We're gonna get 10 to go here soon. Still a little bit early to try to make the moves you need to make here. I say around about 5 to 4, but that high line's fizzling out a little bit there, Brad.
Yeah, I just heard Mike Kelly on the radio saying like he wants to be the one being pushed. He doesn't feel 100% comfortable pushing Parker.
Ooh, okay.
So we'll see what they decide to do out there. Looks like Altus is going to come up front.
Yeah,
See what,
you know, and
I
some
know
guys
Altus
are like
great
that
super
too.
speedway driver.
Yeah, some guys are like that. Guys are like that. Some just do not like pushing and drafting. They just don't feel comfortable, get back out bumping. And some guys, man, just don't mind getting, just knocked around the track. But they're going to catch those lap cars, but they're going to go blowing right by them. You're going to see the lap traffic coming and hang down on the bottom side. A good job on them, but yeah, this is looking good. This is what Smith. Yeah, this is what Smith wants. This is set up perfectly right now. And Chris Smith, hey, remember what he said, Andrew, last night? He said if he wins one in these things, he really said in the truck series, but if he wins this race, he just said he's going to retire. I mean, if I won this race, that's probably what I'd do. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to just run the league and retire. I just won the best of the best here. Oh, but he leaves Grant. Well, that might be a... Yeah, the problem is those are lap cars down the bottom.
Yeah, he's got a whole wall in between them now.
Yeah, this is where you get your big one out here too, because Collins and them back there, patience is going to run out. We got Smith right there on the bottom. Kelly's along with him. Altus, man, trying to see. He's in third, but Altus is marred behind a slew of lap cars. About 4 of them there, guys. Oh, boy.
Yeah, he has definitely navigated this pack perfectly to get in this position right now.
Now, you see Mike Kelly's in that number 2 machine. He's right there on the top side, but he's got 2 cars in front of him that are lap down. He's got about 3 cars down below him that are a lap down. If you're Mike Kelly and Altus and him, are you yelling over the radio yet at those guys, or are you like, I don't know, and oh boy, hang on, who was that?
That was Zach Fowdy, it looks like.
And he's going to hang on to it. No caution, because he's going to get way off the racing service, but that accident, unfortunately, he was one of the lap cars, so they're probably going no harm, no foul, but still, no foul. Yep, I was running good. So I'm going to go back here, Brad. At what point do you hear these guys start yelling on the radio? Pressure for Kelly and Altus and them.
Definitely any moment now. They're going to start beating and banging on these bumpers, being like, all right.
Now, that's not what my Chris wanted to see. That's definitely not what they want to see. Oh, and Mike Kelly and Joshua Altus. Well, you know there's going to be some arguing on the radio now. Wow, that was a lap car that just did a move. Let's go back and watch it. That just took out Mike Kelly, Joshua Altus, and them. Well, there's our caution.
They still got the car.
Yep, let's go back and watch one more time. Oh, man, this is Who was that in the 22? Oh, was that
So
Ghost?
who does that put on the lead lap now? There's
Well, Chris Smith. We'll get
Yeah,
there
caution
in a
came out
second.
quick.
Yeah, that's 20, 23, 29. Who is that? Oh, that's Justin Curtis. Yeah, he was a lap down too, guys. Man, you know there's going to be some kicking and screaming now. Woo! I don't want to be race control after this race.
definitely not.
It's exciting for us up here to see and watch, but you can see right here, Curtis is one of the lap cars. He's out front. He goes high. Grant goes to go for him, and then he comes just looks like a little bit, and they just got together. And unfortunately, it took out some of the runners, which some of the runners would be Mike Kelly, tore up Joshua Altus. Too much damage, but let's go back and watch.
They gave Jacob at EOL.
Okay, let's go back and watch it one more time. Well, I mean, he got right in the back end, but I will say Curtis was up there. I'm going to say it's just one of those, my point of view,
sure.
racing type deal, but just two lap cars going at each other. Let's watch here from Joshua Altus. You see Grant go low, but then it looks like, yeah, maybe Curtis came a little bit down, and yeah, Altus got hit in the front and back. So did Gilliam.
It looks like,
you see the
I mean, they
51.
still got running cars, though. I wouldn't count them out.
Depending on how much damage they got. Let's look and see if we can't get an idea. You know they're not going to be happy. Let's see.
Definitely not.
Looks kind of okay from this angle, but can't really tell on the nose right. The back end's tore up. Quite sure on that. How long he stays on pit road, but yeah, you've got Altus, Kelly, Gilliam, Howerton. I think Collins and Smith was the only one that got through that thing clean. Collins still got the damage from earlier, but the car looks clean. Kelly and them are all on pit road. Yeah, they're doing quite a bit of damage right now. They've been on there for 29 seconds.
If they can stay on there till this pack comes around, see what they can do, they might have a chance. And then, what lap is this? 117. We might go to a green white checker. They might need some fuel.
Yeah, this is going to be a green white checker. Only going to because you got a lot of guys still on pit road. It's going to put over to 3 to go, so it'll put us in our first attempt for green white checkered. Folks, if you're just tuning in, we just had a big one up here with some lap traffic, and it's going to make it interesting here. Chris Smith up front, looking to try to win this thing. We're here at Daytona tonight, kicking off the season. First ever here, Elite Series, here at the Clean Racing League. The Apex Mountain Apparel, 300. Definitely go check out Apex Mountain Apparel and get all your up-to-date equipment. And shirts and hats or anything else like that. Get you some CRL apparel. Also go check out cleanracingleague.com. Get you up to speed on the league. Got to get a shout out. And you ask about cars on the lead lap. Joshua Altus still stayed on the lead lap. It took him 1:17 optional. Gilliam still on pit road. He just came off. Mike Kelly still on pit road. Howerton still on pit road. Mike Kelly he just came off pit road too. Those guys are still on the lead lap. The problem is how fast those cars are going to be.
It's going to be big, especially with the low line being so dominant. It's going to be hard to get a run, especially he got some bent-up bumpers.
You're right, Trash. That was a big one. That was a big one up there. And, we were talking about the lap cars. I'm trying to look at, Altus's front end from this angle looks okay. He did bump it. Not saying it might be pushed in a little bit, but I know the back end's still a little. I think they got it knocked out pretty good. He might be okay. He might have dodged a bullet. Mike Kelly's the one there, though. You can still see the front end of that one, a little damage on it. The back end, a little damage. So Gilliam, he's got damage on the front. You can see the front spoiler. So Altus might have dodged a bullet here.
It looks like all the lead lap cars have made it back out and stayed on the lead lap.
Yes, they are. So you see Chris Smith, Parker Collins, going to be green-white checkered attempt number 1 here tonight. Joshua Altus is going to be there along with him. You do see the 54 machine right there, and that 54 is a lap down machine.
Well, at least now we've gotten the kind of controversy out the way. It won't happen coming across the line.
Now
So
it keeps
they'll
going
be
in
able
and
to race
out.
it out.
Not quite sure on the sound. It could be the OBS looks fine up here for me. Meter looks fine, so we'll see. But we're back green. Here we go. Green-white checkered attempt number 1. Well, you know Chris is going to need some help. Altus, he's going to get right down the back bumper. Can he bounce back? If he stays on the back bumper there, Chris Smith, he might be okay. You see on the top side up there, Parker Collins, he's going to need some help on that high line. Here comes Altus, though. He goes to the high side. Guys, we get to the white flag. Remember, it's over with at this point. Well, it's not over, but it's official. They can all wreck at that point. But does Chris Smith got enough to pull it off? Does the man, Joshua Altus, and the Apex Apparel machine, the man that put the series together, does he have enough to win it tonight? Dodge the bullet. Does Parker Collins get it right here going? Okay, cool.
Need to cut off the inside before the outside dies out.
Yes, he does. And right now, he's got the nose up front. Smith needs a push from behind from that 54. He has got Caleb right there with him. That's actually the 54 is, my bad. So he's got a pusher and some help. So it's going to be side by side. White flag, guys. It's the last time down the back stretch. Going into 3 and 4. Chris Smith goes high. That might have been the bad move right there, because that could have gave it to Joshua Altus. I know what he was trying to do, trying to control the outside lane. But Joshua Altus, as they're wrecking in the back, is he going to be able to maintain out of 3 and 4? Is he going to get a run? Chris to the inside. Does he have enough muscle to do it? They beat and bang. Chris Smith is going to win this race here tonight. And we're closing shop up, folks. That is awesome. I don't know what to say. That is outstanding. Wow.
Yeah, I guess I'm retiring. I'm putting my headset up. And
Yeah,
Chris is taking my spot.
Hey, Clean
It was
Racing
nice
League,
talking.
man, is retiring now, boy. That one right there was just wow. I mean, Chris Smith won last season's opener, first ever ARCA series in the Clean Racing League, has came out here and won the first ever Elite Series at Daytona. 2 first series in the Clean Racing League. Are you kidding? Wow. He only has to do one other thing, folks, and that's win in the Truck Series. And wow, that is just awesome to see. Awesome. I mean, Joshua Altus was there, coming to the line, side by side with him.
Great race.
I thought when he threw that block on the backstretch, it might have been over for him, but he came right back and made the perfect move for it.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I'm with you. I thought when he went to that high side, like he did, that was all she wrote there. But he was able to get back up and go. But also, I'm bring up Parker Collins. Let's get a word in with him.
Hey, Parker, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so you ran third there. What was your key strategy there at the end?
Just try to avoid all the carnage. Yeah, nothing really I could have done differently. Just not in the right spot. Everybody behind me got taken out and just had no help there at the end. I was hoping they'd kind of get into each other there coming to the line, but kept it clean. So yeah, it was a good race. Just trying to bide our time, wait till the end of the race, and make some moves. And yeah, it just didn't work out. But yeah, it was a good race.
Who would you like to thank?
I just want to thank all the guys at Only Dads for everything they do. Thank Josh and Matt for hanging out and working with me tonight, and my beautiful wife.
All right, you have a great night. Good third place finish.
Yeah, thanks.
There we go. Parker Collins, man, right there, too.
Go ahead,
What a
Bradley.
wild one. Well, let's bring up Joshua Altus and Brad. I'll let you get a word with him. How's that?
All right.
Bring him up here.
Well, Josh, you about had it there. What's going through your mind on that last lap there? I know it got real dicey with the blocking and with Chris and everything, and fortunately it didn't happen, but it was still a great race on your part. What's going on?
Yeah, it was good, man. I've got to just start out by saying I just want to congratulate Chris Smith, man. He's done so much for CRL, and he and I have had a lot of conversations about bringing the series together. And I'm just really appreciative for the opportunity to do that. And Chris has talked negatively about himself in the past, and I'm just really proud of the driver he's become. And he did a really, really good job there at the end. So as much as it hurts right now, I want to first congratulate him. But to answer your question, yeah, I mean, you know, it's just super speedway racing, right? You got to make your move when you have the opportunity. I had a really good restart, got clear of Parker there, slid up off of 2. He did a great job working with me and Matthew Williams tonight. So he gave me the push, and I was trying to kind of modulate the throttle to keep Chris to my inside, so Parker didn't have a chance to make a move. And you know, I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and look and see if I should have stayed up top, but I had a massive run and dropped to the bottom in 3 and 4, and then I think I just got too far out, and Chris had a big run, and I blocked the first one up top, and once he made the move to the bottom, I just really didn't have anything at that point. So, man, it stinks because I really wanted this one, man. That would have been super cool to be the inaugural winner for the Elite Series and for Mountain Apex Apparel, but I mean, for a small field, I mean, you guys can tell me, but I feel like we put on a pretty good show, even though it's a small turnout.
Well, it's definitely already looking like a great series with the little drivers we had, and great race overall, dude. Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, I gotta give a huge shout out to Drew Hodges and Apex Mountain Apparel. Being on board the number 94, Drew has done a lot for our series. He came on board at the end of last year, and you know, he stepped up to be the primary sponsor so that we could start the series. So without him, I don't think we could do this. So huge shout out to Drew Hodges, Boone's Mill, Virginia. Everyone listening, go get you a cool T-shirt. He's got the ARCA series, the Truck series, and the Elite series line out there. So a lot of different colors. I believe they're only about $15 plus shipping and handling, so it's a really good deal. It's a really good way to support the league. So everyone, go get you a T-shirt. You can even message him about doing like a custom design for you as well. So shoot him a message, get your swag for the season. Got to thank Sinvar Solar for always supporting me, employing me, and you know, we've been selling a lot of solar lately, so that's been really cool. So anyone interested in solar, you know, shoot me a message. I'll walk you through it. See if we can save you a lot of money. Got to thank OSR Network. Really cool to see a 3-man booth. I really appreciate you guys taking your time to come out and support the series. Joe White, you're the GOAT. Appreciate you, brother. I'm glad that you're broadcasting all 3 CRL series. So CRL is not the same without you. So we appreciate you, Joe, and Bradley and Austin for being up in the booth. Got to thank my teammates. Matthew Williams was my only true S&B Motorsports teammate, but shout out to Parker Collins for running with us tonight. I feel like all 3 of us worked really well together, and we were hoping one of the three of us was going to get there at the end, but we didn't have anything for the super speedway goat Chris Smith there. So, but yeah, it was a fun race, man. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a nice night.
Thanks, guys. You too.
There you go. Joshua Altus, man, as always, man, a good guy there, too. With this guy, I'm going to bring him up here, man. I know he's in awe. Chris, Joy in the booth, you got a copy?
What's going on, Joe?
Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm probably, man, just about as happy could be, because here's some stats for you. Last season, ARCA Series, first ever series here, new series, Clean Racing League. You won the inaugural race. Elite Series, Clean Racing League, first ever series. You won the inaugural race here tonight. Back-to-back seasons. At what point? Now you just got to put that hammer on the truck one, and man, it'll be the three-peat here. But when you made that move on the backstretch, did you think it was all over?
This is gonna sound terrible, but no. At that point, I knew that if I lost, then I lost. But if I won, then I won. If that makes any sense. So I kind of went just to try to slow that top line down, and then I don't know, an indecisive moment, and it only takes a split second here, and then you're kind of screwed. So that's kind of what happened. And these guys are also good, and they take advantage of the smallest mistake, and so I knew at that point I was going to have to drive it to go get the checkered flag. So got a little love tap at the end from the young man, and that's all it took.
You know, and we go back on that too. You were riding behind him there for most of the part. We talked about that for the better half of the bottom of the race there with Grant, Caleb, and all them. At any time, did you think okay, when are you guys? Are you going to help me or not help me? Are you going to hurt me? I know that the caution happened up there too, but then, like you just said, he gave you that bump at the end. It's kind of bittersweet because you beat him in the ARCA Series last season.
Right. Yeah, it's they got Caleb, Jacob, and Danny White got whole speeding penalties on the first pit cycle, which kind of put them behind, obviously, and then they were just trying to fight to stay on the tail of the lead lap. So I knew at some point, as it got later in the race, we were going to have to decide who was going to be where, so we could get it all sorted out. But we all work well together. Jacob, Caleb, Abram, Danny, we all work so well together. So it was as long as they're out there with me, I've got the best team that I could have around me. So that was awesome. They're a great help.
Well, I gotta ask, how does it feel to win the Elite Series? I mean, I know the truck is the main series here, but this is the Elite Series and the ARCA Series in the first inaugural season to bring about this. I mean, I'm excited. I'm in awe. I mean, but how you feeling?
Man, it's awesome, man. It really is. It's there's so much work and effort that goes into putting all this together for every single driver and every member of the clean racing community, and it's awesome to get a checkered flag to make me personally. This is the selfishness in me, but to go, man. Well, I'm glad we got this put together, because it felt really good to beat their asses tonight. So, but it's so much fun, man, and it's such an accomplishment when you can beat any of these guys anywhere in any capacity. So, it's just awesome, man. It's so much fun, and like you said, man, now I just got to get the shake it off in the truck series and give me a win in the truck series, and we're checking them off.
No doubt about it. Well, I'll tell you what, it was an awesome win tonight. You got it in victory lane. You got anybody you want to thank?
Absolutely, man. Obviously, Apex Mountain Apparel, the title sponsor for our Elite Series. You go to apexmountainapparel.com, pick you up your favorite driver shirt. It'll have a nice 55 on it, maybe a checkered flag or two. So obviously you in Austin there at OSR Network, you guys are so awesome, man. Your voices bring all this to life, and it's great. And thanks, Josh and Jacob. Thank you to all High Five and Formidable Motorsports, all my teammates, man, and my wife for letting me do this without strangling me mid-race. So, but thanks everyone, and I hope it was a good show.
Absolutely was. The winner there tonight, Chris Smith. Guys, I don't think we could have put any better of a script together. Let's look at the final race results order here tonight. As out front, Chris Smith winning the inaugural Elite Series Apex Mountain Apparel 300 here at Daytona. Joshua Altus almost pulling it off, coming in second. Parker Collins there in third. Mike Kelly up in fourth. You got Mike Howerton there in fifth. Matthew Gilliam starting in sixth. He finished sixth. Caleb Smith there in seventh. Danny White in eighth. Abram Ghost finishing out in ninth. Daniel Miller there in the 10th. We got Zachary Fowdy in 11th. Justin Curtis is in 12th. Jacob Grant 13th. Seth Fowdy in the 14th. Joshua Gillian in 15th and 16th. Got Ricky Martin. But guys, like I just said, that right there, that was a telltale story and a wild finish here at Daytona. And we got one to go tomorrow, ARCA Series here in the Clean Racing League. Got any final thoughts there?
No. You go ahead.
The drinks are made of. That's it was good being in the booth with you guys, Bradley. It was nice being in the booth with you, and thank you guys.
Well, I appreciate the words, and definitely I had a blast up here. So hopefully I can hang out with y'all on Tuesday night some more. I'll be on the track Wednesday, so y'all give me some kind words tomorrow. Maybe I'll bring one home.
No doubt about it. Well, guys, man, we're going to leave Daytona tonight for the inaugural series here in the Elite Series in the Clean Racing League. Apex Mountain Apparel here tonight, bringing it to you. Folks, for myself and everyone, have a good night.